জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী জয় গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী জয় গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ হরে 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 রাম হরে রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম হরে রাম হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম হরে রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Purivarkachancha Ashtata Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. All glories to the symbols of devotees. All glories to the symbols of devotees. All glories to the symbols of devotees. Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today's Srimad Bhagavatam, canto, third canto, and 24th chapter, and text 16. That's this verse all about Lord Govardhana Muni's renunciation. So behind renunciation of Govardhana Muni, so what Srila Prabhupada and purports explained how before the renunciation, what happened to Govardhana Muni and who is Govardhana Muni, of course. So we'll the verse. Vedaham Adhyayam Purusham Avatirnam Samayaya Bhutanam Shivadhim Deham Bibranam Kapilam Mune. Vedham Adhyayam Purusham Avotirnam Samayaya Bhutanam Shivadhim Devam Vibraham Kapilam Mune. Vedhanam adyayam purusham avatirnam swamayaya bhutanam shevadhim deham vibranam kapilam mune. Vedaham adhyayam purusham avatirnam swamayayam bhutanam shevadam deham vibranam kapilam mune. Vedaham adhyayam purusham avatirnam swamayaya bhutanam savdhinam deham vibranam kapilam mune. Vedaham adhyayam purusham avatirnam shemayaya bhutanam shivang vibranam kapilam mune. Vedaham adhyayam purusham avatirnam swamayaya bhutanam shevanam deham vibranam kapilam mune. Veda, no. Aham, I. Adhyayam, the original. Purusham, the enjoyer. Avatirnam, incarnated. Swamayaya, by his own internal energy. Bhutanam, of all the living entities. Shevadhim, the bestower of all desire, who is just like a vast treasure. Deham, the body. Bibhranam, assuming. Kapilam, Kapilamani. Mune, O sage Kardama. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O Kardama, I know that the original Supreme Personality of Godhead has now appeared as an incarnation by his internal energy. He is the bestower of all desired by the living entities, and he has now assumed the body of Kapilamuni. In this verse, we find the words Purusham Avatirnam Samayayat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is everlasting, eternally the form of Purusham, the predominator or enjoyer. And when he appears, he never accepts anything of the material energy. The spiritual world is a manifestation of his personal, internal potency, whereas the material world is a manifestation of his material or differentiated energy. The word Samayaya, by his own internal potency, indicates that whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead descends. He comes in his own energy. He may assume the body of a human being, but that body is not material. In Bhagavad Gita, therefore, it is clearly stated that only fools and rascals or muras consider the body of Krishna is to be body of a common human being. The word Sevadhim means he is the original bestower of all the necessities of life upon the living entities. In the Vedas, also it is stated that he is the chief living entity and that he bestows all the desired necessities of other living entities. Because he is the bestower of the necessities of all others, he is called God. The Supreme is also a living entity. He is not impersonal. As we are individual, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also individual. But he is the Supreme Individual. That is the difference between God and the ordinary living entities. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimad Namaste Saraswati Guruvani Charini Vishesha Srimati Paschatya Desha. So today also the disappearance of Banshidas Babaji Maharaj. Later on I will speak just a little bit of Banshidas Babaji Maharaj and Raghunandana Thakur's disappearance day. So only I will speak a little bit of Banshidas Babaji Maharaj later on. So here Srila Prabhupada here explained this, the Purusha or the enjoyer, the supreme enjoyer, and Abhutirnam. We understand this incarnation, incarnate. So Abhutirna, like only Abhutirna can happen from the top and down. Like in Hindi or in India, they say the plane from the top, when they're landing, we call it Abhutirna. That's in Sanskrit, Abhutirnam. So we call it incarnated, but it's actually from the top is coming. But again the plane goes up, and again they have to come down. So that's the nature of a plane or biman, that's in Sanskrit. So here is Vedaham Adhyayam Purusham. Adhyayam in Sanskrit is the first and the beginning. And of course, we know Chaitanya Charitamrita saying Adi Leela and Anta Leela. So Adi means the Adhyayam, that's word that's coming from in Bengali, the Adhyayam. That means the first, Purusha. And the Anta means the last. So there is no last for Krishna, the Param Purusha or the Supreme Purusha. There is no end. So it's only because it's a continuous of Lord's the Param Purusha's pastimes, says there is no end of it. So the Vedaham Adhyayam Purusha, this means I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or I am the original Adi Purusha. And Abhutirnam Sa Mayaya. And Krishna, the Supreme Purusha, Abhutirna, incarnate or come down according to his own desire, not what we want. The living entities or material world, what they're asking, according to his own energy or his own, we can desire the Krishna himself or Param Purusha, the Abhotirnam. So that's the first thing is from the words Purusha Abhotirnam Samayaya. Samayaya means is with his own energy, with his own wish, own desire. Krishna comes. And Krishna comes in a different body. It's Dasa Avatar, we know the 10 avatars. And sometimes Krishna appears in a fish body, the Matsya Avatar, in a turtle, in a Kurma Avatar. But Krishna is not the fish. Krishna is only appearing in that form. Sometimes we mixed up, that's why the Prabhupada here mentioned that sometimes the material body and the spiritual body, the Param Purusha, we mixed up. So of course, Krishna is our friend, one of us, and is personal, is not impersonal, but the body there's a difference between the material body that we have and the spiritual body. This like a gulab jamun or any sorts of sweet if I put in a tin container or a glass container in different shape, but the taste or the content inside will taste the same. It's not going to lose any taste inside. Same thing is like the 24 carats of gold. And if I put in a very rough tone bags or in a very nice little bag or packaging, so it doesn't mean anything really, because the gold, when you open it, there's 24 carats of gold that's there. So our Atma is, sometimes we Purusha means the Supreme Lord, and we think the Purusha means the male and female. Is actually the confusion is actually the material world. We are thinking this is the Purusha, one male, and then these three of the female. But when you're talking about the Atma, the Supreme Lord, Supreme Lord. So if we think about the material body and same as the Atma, so then what to talk about, because Atma is residing like the gulab jamun in a container, different types of container, different shapes. So we've been put, but the content, the Atma is always pure, but we get contaminated by the association of the nonsense, or they don't make sense, material world. So that's why we not to worry about the man, woman, male, female. So the sadhus, they have got the self-realization. They don't think really this is the body. That's the external manifestation of the Lord, and there's the material energy and the material world. But the Supreme, the Krishna's own potency and own energy, that is different from this material body. But Krishna has got 4 arms and everything like we have, but we should not be confused that Krishna's body is the same as our body. That's why sometimes we say Krishna's not only body, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna where sits, the Singhasan, what is non-different from Krishna, because Krishna is residing there. So that's the spiritual part. And the material part is material body is different than the spiritual body, because the spiritual body, not only body, it's Param Purusha we are talking about, Lord Himself. And so He incarnated as Kapila Muni. And says, Kapila Muni is is the son of Kardama Muni. And Kardama Muni had 9 daughters and 1 son. So there's so many. So in the Prajapati, one of the Prajapati, and the Prajapati or progenate the propagating the population on this planet. So Lord Brahma instructed Kardama Muni, and just to populate in the good population, the positive population, not the negative. We're not talking about the Rudras, all, so that been stopped because it was producing negative population. So here Kardama Muni, he was instructed by Lord Brahma, and that's the 9 daughters. They should be married, and they should get married to the 9 sages. So Kardama Muni married to Devahuti, and Devahuti was Manu's, and who was also the from Lord Brahma, the first Prajapati, and Manu's daughter, and that's what we call it Swayambhuva. Swayambhuva is the first man on this planet. This is the material body we're talking about. But it's when Kapila Muni was born in Devahuti's home, that's when the Lord himself, like the same, taking the body of a sage Muni, but the body is just taken, the Lord himself taken that body, but that body is actually the spiritual body. That body is not a material body. That's the difference. Matsya, when that fish particularly, that's complete body is Krishna himself. When is the turtle body, is Krishna himself, that body. But we shouldn't mix up with this another turtle, another living entities, material living entities, and compared to that one. Because that particular body, Krishna himself appeared. And here, Kardama Muni and Krishna, not, as we said, Swamayaya, his own desire. Krishna appeared on his own desire. Not, but here, Kardama Muni, he, about 10 years, he did the tapasya, penance. And after the tapasya, this Krishna was merciful, and then Krishna himself appeared as Kardama Muni and his family. So that's the Kapila Munis, one of the Munis, and then is the 9 daughters of Kardama Munis are Kala, Anushaya, Shraddha, Havirva, Goti, Kriyaya, Kayati, Arundhati, and Shanti. And these daughters were given in marriage in 9 great sages by Kardama Muni and instructed by Lord Brahma. Actually, Lord Brahma instructed Kardama Muni that you should give these 9 daughters, your 9 daughters, married them with 9 sages to create the positive population. So sometimes in India, not sometimes, always in India, we call it lineage, or where you are from, the Gotra, they call it. So Srila Prabhupada introduced that is Achyuta Gotra. So Krishna himself, we are from the Krishna, Achyuta is Krishna's own name, and that's, we're from Achyuta Gotra. But like personally myself, they're saying my forefathers, my grandfather, my father is saying, so we are from Kashyapa Muni. This our Gotra is Kashyapa Muni. So Kashyap is one of those Munis, and that's from, we descended from the Kashyapa Muni. So, and also the marriage we're talking about, the marriage is also considered about this Gotra. So we're from Kashyapa Muni, who is from Gautama Muni, who is from any other Bhardwaj Muni. So if they are coming that's Muni, they avoid marrying the same sort of Gotra. Or they sometimes do with the Gotra, marry with Gotras. So these are then also the compatibility, and that's also been done. So this is what we now follow in Vedic culture, that is the astrology. And that's been done actually that time, Lord Brahma himself. And then it's chosen by the 9 sages, and that's by Lord Brahma. And not according to the 2 things. That's the quality of the person, 2 persons. The daughter, one daughter, and the quality of the other sage. And that's compatibility has to be there. The quality. And then they chosen that this daughter should be marrying this sage or Muni. So that's how it did happen. So the Kala is the daughter, one of the daughters, married to Marichi, the son of the Muni. Anushwa was married to Atri, and Shraddha was married to Angurias. And Havirbhav was married to Pulasatya. And Goti was married to Pulaha, and Kriyaya was married to Kratu. That's all the Munis. And so on. So here Srila Prabhupada explained 2 things. One thing is saying Prabhupada just not to think the material body, our body, and Krishna himself, this body, they are the same. That's one part. And the second part is the Purusha, Param Purusha. The Krishna is the original enjoyer. We are not the enjoyer. Sometimes we use that word, are you enjoying? We do temporarily. Temporarily we enjoy something. So are you enjoying this mango, eating? They're very sweet, isn't it? But that enjoyer, the original enjoyer is Krishna actually. And we do enjoy, that is very temporary, and that's a material enjoyment, we call it. That's not a spiritual enjoyment. But when we siddhi, we get that moksha, and Golok Vrindavan, then we can taste that with Krishna, but not without Krishna. Because Golok Vrindavan, every living, everything is enjoying with Krishna, not without Krishna. So here the devotees always think enjoying something with Krishna, not without Krishna. So it's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's in Bengali one place written in the purports. A lot of Prabhupada also used Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's some of the purports. So it's mentioning just we sometimes think just we can enjoy, but the enjoying anything with Param Purusha or the Supreme Lord, that is the complete enjoyment. But if we try to enjoy something without thinking of Param Purusha, and that sort of thinking, he explained something, because there's 5 elements, Krishna's, and everything made out of 5 elements. You have a fruit, nice sweet, nice clothes, everything 5 elements, and we'll go into the 5 elements again back. So when you're thinking this 5 elements made out of anything, I'm trying to enjoy nice clothes, and that's coming from Lord Krishna. That is called, in English we call it appreciation, but it's more than appreciation. It's like I'm enjoying with Krishna. It belongs to Krishna actually. That's why sometimes it says, oh, it belongs to Krishna. These flowers, Krishna's flowers do not. So that's the mode of the devotees. That's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explained. The mode of a devotee, pure devotee, is enjoying anything, everything, whatever. And even we are talking about the Krishna's Kardama Muni, but instructed by Lord Brahma to populate Prajapati. He was one of the Prajapatis, and positive population, and with Krishna. That Lord Brahma is connected to Govindam Adipurusham, and then Brahma himself, he prays, and then Brahma instructed this. So it's all connected to the Param Purusha. So that's all about this Kardama Munis appeared on this planet as one of the Prajapatis to populate positive population, positive by Lord Brahma. That is one of those things that is the connected with the Param Purusha or the Supreme Lord. So whatever we are doing here, and Srila Prabhupada instructed, that's why sometimes Prabhupada said, just whatever you're doing, do with Krishna. And so it's coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada always says anything, whatever he is saying, he's not saying out of Srimad Bhagavatam or unrelated to Krishna. Whatever, even a simple instruction he has given us. Even the cooking, Srila Prabhupada was cooking and is saying, I will talk about that Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, how the connecting everything with Krishna. Just when he's cooking and this thinking, every grains, every vegetables or whatever ingredients I'm doing, jam, make sure it's no other creatures or make sure they're clean. So that's the concentration is coming, because I am going to offer this to the Lord, so I don't want anything. Even there is a lot of stories. One, devotee, he was putting his hands in the sweet rice, the hope it is cooled down so the Lord can have, not burning Lord's mouth. So that sort of connection, it comes gradually, this sort of bhava or this sort of mood of this material body by practicing Krishna consciousness, and that is to connecting to Param Purusha, the Adi Purusha, Adayam Purusham. So I will talk just a little bit in relation to this Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, his disappearance day today. Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, he was a Gaudiya Vaishnava sadhu or devotee, and he used to live in Sharon Hall, Navadvip, across the river, Navadvip. Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, door means those days there's a bamboo, this few bamboo joints together and making a door sort of, so make sure no, not proper door like now, and so no, the animals can go in the deity's room. So he used to sleep just where the deity is. So Banshidas Babaji Maharaj is coming from the East Bengal. This from Mymensingh district, and then he came to Navadvip, Swarupganj, and he was practicing Krishna consciousness. And that time Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur met him and always respected him. And always the brahmacharis he used to send time to time and providing grains and other items. So Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, once there is a pastime, says, here we're talking about the Param Purusha and the connecting whatever we are doing, whatever we are saying, whatever we are thinking, that's connected to the Lord Param Purusha. And that's Banshi Babaji Maharaj. His practice, the devotional practice was like that. How people of Navadvip or Swarupganj, they used to think this person is a very crazy Babaji. He's very crazy, like, he's doing whatever the other people they're doing. He's not doing the right things. He's doing something different. And how the difference is, he's sometimes all day, he's going bhiksha for begging and rice and grains and other grains, and then bringing home, and he's cooking, and when he's cooking, before cooking, he's washing every single grains. He's looking at, is it always good and no husk on it, or no black spot or anything, and every vegetables very carefully, taking long time. That's why people are thinking, why you're wasting a lot of time, it's just every grains he's checking. So he's actually taking few hours to just prepare the meal to offer to Gaur Gadadhar, Nityananda, Radha Krishna and Gopala. So once his door, we're talking about the love of Krishna, his door, somehow thief, someone took one of the Gaur Govardhana's plate. And when he came after Bhiksha, he found there is no plate. That one was the brass one. And the other plates were clay pots, clay made out of. And that the only one, the Gaur Govardhana, that was the brass, little cup, and the little brass plate. So that disappeared. So Banshidas Babaji Maharaj when arrived, and he was complaining to Gaur Govardhana, just your house, and I kept the key with you too. So it's a false key, that sort of. See, so he used to keep 3 keys or 4 keys in front of each deities. So you are in charge. So that's why people they think the crazy sort of thing. So he used to think this. So you are into your house, and I just leave there. So that's what Banshidas Babaji Maharaj was doing. So people think how crazy this person is, And one day, what happened? Because the plate's missing, and said, "I'm not going to cook for you, Govardhana." That's so serious. He's saying, "Not for you, because you should be, because why your plate's been stolen? And I gave you the key, and you're looking after this. Why this? I'm not going to cook." And he didn't actually. And then he took the Govardhana, and then he, with a rope, tying up and throwing in the water in the Ganges. And people thinking how crazy this person is. And so that time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's and all the brahmacharis been instructed by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, So for few days, do not go and see him. And that's the brahmacharis they followed. Because Babaji Maharaj, Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj, having a little, just, that's the connecting with Param Purusha. He was connecting just, you are Krishna himself, and the key is with you, and I went for Bhiksha, and I just came, because you see, this is not the material platform, he's at another platform. So he said, I'm not going to cook anything, and he didn't actually that night, and he used to cook always at night, and one time is the offering bhoga, and he's having prasad only once a day. And sometimes all night he's up. He's just talking to the deities. And that's why the people, neighbors, they're thinking this is completely crazy person. And it's because he was crazy. So he's doing whatever we do, we don't do it. Because that's what, so that was the level of the devotion of Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj. So after few days, when eventually Gaur Gadadhar, and then he cried there, Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj cried and said, I don't want to do it, I didn't mean to do it, but I was very upset because you were in charge, and the brass cup and the brass plate brought from East Bengal. So all the way I brought from there. And he only had then other clay pots. Locally he got it. That's why he offered. Because he didn't have anything. It's no material, anything in there. So he was saying, so that was for you, I love you, and I got for you, and you didn't look after, and it's just somebody took it. He couldn't stop it. So then he cried, and then he brought Govardhana back. He said, okay, now I'll give you the clay pot. I'll try to get another clay pot to offer you. And actually what happened, eventually, after few months, that plates appeared there. The thief who took it actually brought back and put it there. Krishna's Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj said, oh, you got the plate. How did you get the plate? Did you hide it? So he was asking questions to Gaur Govardhana. Did you hide it that time? I couldn't find it. And now you can see this beside you. It's like a very, the past times, and then Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj cried and said, actually, I'm sorry, I did this to you. Yeah, because he realized after a few months when they appeared, that after this, who had taken that brass cups and had the return. And then he was settled. Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj, like materially we call it, settled, that word we use, but he's always in the spiritual platform. So, and then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur always inquiring about, how he is going. He was going, and then he sent again brahmacharis, so now you can go there. So the brahmacharis asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, why you stopped us going there? And said, I didn't want you to confuse Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj, that's Bhava, he is a crazy person and he might offend. And what happened actually, by the way, one of the brahmacharis were attacked by Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj when the deities, the plates were stolen. So that's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur stopped. He said, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he instructed that because I did, because you might think that he is a crazy person, but he's not. His bhava, you won't understand. That's why I stopped. I kept you out of that place. But now you can go and give the grains time to time and see him. So that is Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj. Bangshidhar Babaji Maharaj ki So that's always the Kardama Muni's the mercy from the Lord, and the Krishna himself as a Kapila Muni appeared, incarnated in this spiritual body, and the same way, and everything was connected to Krishna, the Adi Purusha. And this is the main verse, and eventually Kardama Muni, after giving all the daughters married, and then Kardama Muni renounced from family life. And that's the tradition is coming now. All the ashramas, Grihastha, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Banaprastha, and the Sannyas, that's started from the beginning of the Prajapati, this the Lord Brahma in charge of this planet, and then the first propagator or the progeny or Prajapati, and they followed that. The same thing we are following still in the Vedic culture. So any question? Yes. Yes.